for joining us. This is the Mature Living Show that has been ongoing for close to 30 years, would you believe? And I'm Mary Yanez, the director of the Senior Adult Program. We have a great show programmed for you today and planned for you. We're going to be talking about mindfulness, and you're going to learn what that is. We're also going to be talking about Qi Gong and how we can all stay healthy. Anyway, so I've invited someone that maybe you have not met through Mature Living yet. Kim Diaz is a philosophy instructor at the El Paso Community College, and she is also the EPCC Mindfulness Club advisor. Thank you for joining us, Kim.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's good to meet you. I love your background. It looks like a philosopher lived there long, long time ago. And I guess my first question is philosophy and how you got involved with bringing together this group of people that are talking about mindfulness. Tell us about your work at EPCC.
I want to thank you first for inviting me. I'm very excited to be here. Yeah, so it's about philosophy is, gosh, where do I start? It's about asking the big questions, and a lot of us look outside for the answers to those big questions, right? Culturally, I think a lot of us look around and see what other people are doing to give us a cue about what we should do. And mindfulness, it's also about a lot of things, but one of the things that it's about is about looking inside for those answers. So I guess that's the short of it.
Yes, and this started many years ago. When did it?
Yeah, well, the club only started a couple of years ago, but mindfulness is a secular form of meditation, and that started about 40 years ago. And meditation, people have been meditating since we've been around. All cultures have their own tradition of meditation.
Yoga has a lot of meditation in there. There's even meditation classes that we offer, just meditation, because even silence is good for us, huh? Because sometimes we're like yak, 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 and we can't hear even ourselves and our inner thoughts and our inner voices.
Yeah, definitely. I think silence is very important. What's interesting is that it's not really silence. There's always something, like I can be quiet and I'm wearing my earphones, these big ones, and I can hear my own heartbeat.
Wow.
So it's cool, there's always a sound going on anyway.
Yes. One of the questions that we're asking ourselves after this pandemic year is people are retiring and they're saying, I realized this year that, work is important, and I have made it a very important part of my life, sometimes number one before family. And now I want to spend time with my 13 brothers and sisters who are up in the years, and I want to retire and spend some time. So they're doing some mindfulness thinking, like who we are and what we want to do, which is that question.
Right. Yes. We humans, again, where do we come from? Where do we go? What do we do in the meantime? And of course, there's the material conditions, right? We need to provide for ourselves, our families. But then also, what is the point of all of this? And so, depending on who you ask, right, you'll get different answers. So it's good that people I think we always question, Ms. Yanez, I think everybody throughout, we always question. And I do think that having to provide for our families becomes, for a lot of us, maybe not what we wish we could do. Like if it was up to us, we would spend more time with our families and somehow, I don't know, like have a magic lamp that we could rub and then just pay the bills, right? But because, because we have to. And so some of us get so lucky to do what we love and get paid for it. For those of us who aren't so fortunate, I think, it's like life,
Yeah.
we're not getting any younger. So then let's include more of that meaning, and if work isn't meaningful, then what brings meaning to our lives?
Yes. I wanted to ask you about the mindfulness club that you've started. Who can join the club? Who comprises the club, and when do you meet? Also, and right after that, I'd like for you to tell us what are the health benefits for developing a mindfulness practice, which is
Okay.
something that's going to be part of our lives, right?
Okay, so anybody can join. We welcome students, faculty, staff. Um, those are the people who join us. People in our community, you don't need to be associated with EPCC. So anybody can join. We've been meeting virtually since the pandemic, every other Monday from 5:30 to 6:30 through Zoom. There's a lot of benefits, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the just overall well-being as well as emotional. So it helps us to relax because
Okay.
we become aware of what we're thinking and feeling. And so once we're aware, with practice, we can choose which thoughts to think and which emotions to feel. So that is really powerful because I'm not at the mercy of my thoughts or my emotions, right? So it allows me to relax, to regulate my anxiety if I have any. It also helps us to lengthen our attention span and to focus. So this is really helpful, right? It helps a lot of mental health,
Yes.
improves our sleep because we're more relaxed. Because we're more relaxed, there's less pain. It regulates our pain. It also decreases blood pressure. These are some of them. Emotionally, we become aware of our emotions so that, again, with practice, we choose to feel emotions that are more pleasant to feel. I don't particularly like to feel frustrated or angry, so I can choose to feel um, I don't know, excited. So for instance, instead of being nervous, I can choose to be excited.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then it also really helps us to live in the present moment because, and to relate to the past in a way that is healthy. So I can relate to my past with regret, with guilt, shame, when I look nostalgia, right? Or I can look at my past like good memories, pleasant memories, and be grateful for those experiences that I've had that have brought me to where I am. Similarly, towards the future, I can relate to the future with fear, with anxiety, or I can look forward to it and be excited because that's what I wanted. That's where it's at, right? So it's coming. What I want is coming. My dreams are coming. So, but it helps us be present and and be grateful and have a
Yes.
relationship to the past and the present that are healthy.
Yes.
So it's just overall awesome.
And do you show the participants of your mindfulness club techniques that they
Mhm.
use and they practice every day, or whenever it's needed? Do you do that?
Yes, ma'am. That's what we do every other Monday. We talk about different aspects of mindfulness, and it's a lot of fun because the students are very much into it too, so everybody learns from everybody. I have my own experience with it, but I don't know everything. And so the students teach us. This past year, they taught us about self-compassion, the importance of self-compassion, and binaural beats. So it's great, because the students are into it and yeah, they teach us who are older.
So
Hmm.
everybody learns in the group, and everybody
Yes.
contributes.
Hmm.
Some things work for some people, and some
Right.
things work for other people, and we're not all a one size fits all, right?
Exactly.
As far as mindfulness, I'm already thinking of a group that would benefit from a presentation that you will give them about self-compassion, about how we think about our past, maybe not with regret, but pick the good stuff. Like you pick berries or you pick apples, you pick the best,
Hmm.
that tree of that living
You
tree.
focus. We were talking about our ability to focus, so we focus on the things that are helpful.
Very good. That are not that are not harming us or torturing us, because sometimes
Yes.
it's torturing. I love this idea. I'm sorry that I had not joined you back when it started, how many, 4 years ago or something?
Yeah, informally, we've been around, I think, 3 years.
3 years. And I'm sorry I'm so late in joining, but this is going to be so helpful for myself and so many other people. I'm in la tercera edad, right? In the third part of my life. Maybe it's not too late. But then you have students that are in their 20s and they're just starting their careers. You have some people in their 40s, and they're in the middle of their life, and so we can benefit no matter where we are in our stage of life, right? Uh,
Yes, and the older ones share their experience, and the younger ones share their enthusiasm. It's a really great community.
wow. And so every other Monday, and the time again is,
5:30 to 6:30 every other Monday.
and it's on Zoom, it's online, it's
Hmm.
safe. You can turn on your computer, your phone, those smartphones. You can join by phone through Zoom. And Kim Diaz is doing a fantastic job. You've been at it and you've been persistent, and I'm sure that people can come in and out, right?
Oh
Depending
yeah,
on their need. And
absolutely.
yeah, how many, what is your biggest group you've had?
Um, you know, at one point we had 30 people join us,
Wonderful.
but normally it's really intimate. It's actually so we have about 50 people that get our email and then come in and out.
Yes.
But typically we get about 12 people, 10, 12 people.
Wonderful. Oh, I'm gonna be maybe 13. I'm gonna
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm gonna carve out 5:30 if I don't have any meetings. A Monday 5:30. I know I have a once a month meeting at 5:30 on Mondays. So if you will send me an
Just join
invite,
us anytime. Yes, ma'am.
you'll send me an invite. I'd like for you to give your phone number now, where they can call you to join you on every other Monday, and your email. If you do that, Kim, for us.
Okay. Yeah, so please join us for the Mindfulness Club. My email is KDIAZ, Diaz 60 at epcc.edu. And my number is 915-831-7111.
Very good. And then also they can call our senior adult program at 831-7801, and it will connect them with Kim Diaz, who is an EPCC philosophy instructor that has started this wonderful mindfulness club, and she's the advisor of this club. But anybody can join that could benefit. There are emotional benefits, there are health benefits, and thank you, Kim, for spending time with us this morning. And
Oh, it's been my pleasure, Ms. Yanez. Thank you for inviting me.
okay, and I hope you get lots of calls,
I
lots of.
hope so too. Congratulations on your show being 30 years
Can
old.
you
That is
imagine
so
that?
awesome. That
Wow,
is
that's amazing.
awesome.
That's amazing. I also want to know if you can give presentations to a group, and
Oh, yes.
I'll follow
Yeah,
up.
dude.
We have more guests to follow, so you stay with us, okay? Thank you. Well, thank you for staying with us. Of course, you have joined the Mature Living Show. It comes to you from the El Paso Community College, EPCC TV, and Senior Adult Program. And so we have wonderful instructors. We have great classes for you that are starting in the summer. And the summer we mean in June. And so there's registration going on right now as well. You can still register for these classes. And so there's one class that I think would benefit a lot of you. We also have interviewed Kim Diaz, who has got the wonderful Mindfulness Club, and she's an advisor. But this kind of is in the same theme. And so we've invited Carmen Vargas, who is our senior adult program instructor for Qi Gong for healing, to heal yourself. That is a marvelous class. Thank you for being with us, Carmen. It's always good to see you.
Thank you, Miss Mary. It's always nice to be invited. Thank you very much. And yes, I am the instructor for Qigong to heal myself. And there is a reason why the title is that.
Yes, tell us about your history of wellness and how you have gone from illness into wellness in so many ways that we can heal ourselves. And one way is by taking these important classes that they're tuition free for seniors 55 years and older. But give your story. That's such a beautiful way that the journey you've walked.
Yes, thank you. You know, so back in 97, I was diagnosed with the breast cancer for the very first time. And when I say that, that's because it was the very first time of 2 times. So at that time, my boys, I had 2 little boys and a sick mother with kidney disease. And I wanted to be well for everybody. And so I was like in a hurry. Okay, doctor, tell me what to do. Tell me what I'm supposed to not do. And let's get this over with. I never thought that I was going to die. I'm very positive, so I'm always going for life. But then at that time, the doctor just said, okay, well, these are the steps, and this is what you will be going through, but never told me what not to do. Okay, so, but I was in such a hurry that I paid attention to everything they said to me. I went through the surgery, the biopsy, the surgery, and then I went through 6 sessions of chemotherapy that broke me completely. At that time, they say that nowadays it's not as bad, but then there are so many consequences from it. Anyway, I went through that and swore that if I ever had that again, that I would never again accept chemotherapy. Well, guess what? 10 years later, in 2010, I was again diagnosed with breast cancer. And what made me so sad and at the same time so angry was that I had not done anything about it. Ooh. But then, I would go through my journey and I would come to those moments when I had asked, what should I not do anymore? What should I do now? And there was no answer. The answer was just go on with your life the same way as you've always done. And that was not good enough for me, So I said that I was not going to go through chemotherapy. It's poison. It's taking a fine glass, okay? And then every time you go for chemotherapy, taking that glass and smashing it against the wall and breaking up into tiny millions of pieces. 10 days later, you've got to put yourself back together and go back for another one, another crashing into the wall. I was not going to put up with that anymore. I wasn't going to do that to my body or to my family, okay? Because they go through that even more so than we do. So that's when I started researching. I went in and took my health into my hands. It was like, enough, no more excuses, no more blaming other people about what's going on with me. It's about me. So I took it into my hands, started doing my research, and came about to with Qigong. I met Qigong for the first time. Okay, I met my instructor, and he took me by the hand, and I could not believe how you pray, for things, and things are set in front of you. They said, okay, you prayed for this, here it is. I didn't just pray for any type of healing. It was like, I need something that's going to help me not use or accept this traditional medicine, which was the chemotherapy, but something that's actually going to heal inside of me, everything, my mind, okay,
Yourself.
everything, my heart, myself, my most inner self. So that's what happened. I met Qigong and started taking the classes and started healing.
Yes,
I
and you
started,
traveled. You traveled
yes,
to meet him. Where did
yes. I actually took these classes in Chihuahua, most of them, and then the others in Cuernavaca, Mexico, because that's where he has his clinic, my teacher, my instructor.
Yes.
Okay. And so I did this for 3 years. It was actually a diploma that I had to take, and it went over 3 years. So that's when I was like, oh my goodness, and this is not just any Qigong. This is actually medical Qigong.
Yeah.
Medical Qigong makes it even more unique as in Qigong. And so I guess people are asking themselves, well, what is this Qigong thing?
Yeah.
So Qigong is actually a series of exercises that take your mindfulness. That's where, the interview with Miss Diaz, Kim Diaz, a little while ago, is about very well linked with what I do, because it's about being mindful of our body and how our breathing actually will help us heal different parts of our body that we are ailing. So that's what I did. They're very slow motion movements. They are, you take your mind and where are you directing that breathing to? And then how is that working with everything, with the rest of your body? You have to be there at the moment present with your body and listen to it and feel it. And so that's what I did, and changed my way of eating, my way of thinking, what I was hearing, what I was saying. So see, that's where mindfulness comes in, because you're really aware of everything that is going around you. When people say my cancer, why my cancer? Don't become friends with it, okay?
Yes.
So it's those type of things. And then I won't go back to my doctor, and guess what? He couldn't believe it. He met me with tears in his eyes, because he couldn't believe that I was back and I was well, and all my exams that he had me do were clean. They were clean, and I had not done chemotherapy. I had not gone through that poison. So that's how I come in contact with Qigong and fall in love with it, and have been working with other people, especially seniors, like places like Monte Vista, for example, that sometimes would come in with a walker, okay, barely moving, in a wheelchair, being pushed by their caregivers. And then after having had the classes, and we laugh in the classes, we breathe in the classes, we think positively, speak positively, things started changing for them. And all of a sudden, I see them in the next month, probably, and they're walking by themselves. And they're like, look, Carmen, notice anything different? So
Yes.
it's a passion of mine now.
Yes, and I've been in your classes in and out because sometimes I can't attend. But even the way you stand,
Yes.
you teach us how to stand, how to walk, and we're walking like this, like we're carrying a big old load of potatoes, and it's not like that. Our
No,
posture, everything about us, you try to help us with our transformation, because it is a transformation.
it is a transformation. I am also a health coach, but I am
Yes,
a
yes.
holistic health coach, a holistic wellness. Holistic is that whole, okay? We take everything into consideration. So, you go over and do exercise. Okay, I'm going to stretch, I'm going to jump, whatever you're going to do. But then you get out of there and you forgot about it. In Qigong, just like you mentioned, the posture is everything. You're at the store waiting to pay. You should be mindful of the way you're standing. Tuck that hip inward and forward, and then your knees will bend slightly, and then we can stand for long periods of time without putting pressure on that lower back.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the way we carry, us women, the bag, Don't carry it on one side. Take it, and if you're standing there for a while, hold it in front of you. You know, those little things like that are part of our daily coming and going. You know, our
Yes.
daily activities.
That is so good. Your class, Carmen, meets on Thursdays. It's an online class right now.
It is right now, yes.
We're not meeting in person yet. This is for the summer. And so the class is on Thursdays from 4 to 6 in the afternoon. You've carved out a little time for us. It starts June the 3rd, and it runs through August 19th. I know you're going to be very busy in the fall, so you may not be teaching in the fall. But if people can take advantage of the summer class, they can register now. There's no tuition. We can also tell them a number that they can call we'll help them if they're new students how to register for this Qi Gong to Heal Myself class with Carmen Vargas, who's a health coach. She's a certified Qi Gong instructor, and she's getting more certifications. I don't know, she's going to do something in the fall that's fantastic for her career as a health coach. But the number's at 915-831-7801. We can help you. You can ask questions. You can email us at sap@epcc.edu. And Carmen, I know you want to say a few things before we close our show yet for this week. Go ahead.
Yes, please come and join us. Come and try it out, even if it's at least one class. And every time that we get together, we get to talk about what is ailing you, and then I can focus the classes around what you are going through. It's so important that we communicate these things, you know, and at the same time, we get to go through, there are little series. So every class that we have will go through one part of our body, and we'll see how it can help you. So come and join us. You're going to have, first of all, a lot of fun. You're going to learn many things that are going to help you feel better. And just, you know what, if it's just relaxing from the prior day's anxiety, you're going to love it. You are going to love it. So come and join us.
I know your students love you. They love you. You're a wonderful health coach. You're a wonderful instructor, a professor, very positive. And when I went in, I said, I have arthritis. Can you help me with my aches and pains all over? My skin hurts. Everything hurts. And so, you know, I learned a lot, and I'm still, and the thing is, practice it. You've got to do it, not just in class once a week, but you got to do it every week. So, I think it's wonderful. I know you're going to be going through some additional certifications, and you'll be busy in the fall. But this summer, people can join you in your class. And, you know, if there's people out there that want to talk to Carmen about acquiring a health coach, I'm sure she'll talk to you about how that happens as well, because she's a wonderful, what an experience you've gone through, and how you've made that transformation just with nutrition and exercise and breathing. And oxygen is so important for our system, and we forget to breathe correctly. We forget to drink water. We forget not to slouch. We forget all those things, but hopefully we'll all be healthier when we get back together, and even when we're at home, even now as we take classes online. Thank you for being with us. You're just a wonderful teacher. I'm so happy that we recruited you, and we don't want you to go away when you finish your certification.
Thank you.
Come on back. Okay.
I will. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And we'll see you all next week. This is it for Mature Living, and we'll see you. We'll have more guests next week. We thank everybody. Stay healthy and be safe. Okay. See you.